By the nature of creating multi-brands, we have separate tech stacks and different people are marching in different directions. The balancing act. Our needs at the local level with our needs at the corporate level. I actually think that local franchisees underestimate the amount of power that they have. Are they creating Google posts? Are they creating videos? Are they creating the user-generated content?
All right, hi everyone, and welcome to 5 Questions for Peers. Today we have Brandy Murch with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Brandy is a director of digital marketing at Threshold Brands. It is a group of home service brands, over 10 of them, with hundreds of locations across the US. And Brandy is at the heart of building infrastructure for all of marketing infrastructure for all these brands, aligning technology, multiple brands, multiple functions into one single system and making it work smoothly. So welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you today.
Thanks.
And let's kick off with the first question. What is one unexpected skill from your non-work life that surprisingly helps you in your professional challenge currently?
The first thing that comes to mind is that there's the saying of herding kittens, and I actually foster cats. So my household, my family, we take in sick and injured and abandoned cats, and we care for them and adopt them out and keep them in our homes. So I would say how that unexpectedly helps me is that kittens come with complexities. They're all different. It can get chaotic. It can be calm, and they're also so rewarding. So being able to learn and manage and balance all of that, strangely enough, do the same thing in my professional life.
And you're leading marketing on the group level. So what do you think people underestimate when they think about the role of digital marketing director of a group?
What's most underestimated is the balancing act. Our needs at the local level with our needs at the corporate level, and finding the marketing tech stack, the right team, the cross-functional cooperation, coordination to meet the goals at every single level, because the octopus has many arms, and we're always trying to make everything move in the right direction.
If someone feels stuck with their current marketing vendor or struggle with the complexity of the marketing technology stack, what would you tell them?
I think the first thing I would tell them is that they are not alone. Every peer that I've spoken with, other franchisors I've spoken with, it's a common challenge. The tech stack often especially when we're looking at multi-brand franchisors, by the nature of creating multi-brands, we have separate tech stacks and different people are marching in different directions. So the answer is absolutely that they're not alone, and I think that that's natural for most multi-brand franchises to be in that space at one point, and the key is how do you move forward and pull yourself out of that overwhelm.
Brandy, how do you understand that your marketing stack is driving real activation across the brands on the location level? What are the signs of how do you understand that things are working right?
When I'm talking to franchisees, especially in 2025, I talk about influencing at the local level. Each franchisee in its own space and in its own town and city needs to create their own presence. And so the way that I see and understand activation is how are they doing that? Are they creating Google posts? Are they creating videos? Are they creating the user-generated content? And have we provided them the ability to do that? If we have, then we're seeing more and more of those things roll out. We have franchisees, since we have given them the ability to do these, really taken off with TikTok, with YouTube Shorts, with other video platforms, with their local level user-generated content, and honestly, today that provides what I think is the most traction for a local franchisee. So those are sort of the metrics and the things that I'm looking for, and understanding we're getting activation at the local level is we're seeing that content be pushed out into the real world and engaged with, of course.
Yeah, I always think like if location is activated, it's like you have one additional person in your marketing team. And imagine all of them are like activated for marketing and you have a threads of marketers.
I actually think that local franchisees underestimate the amount of power that they have in their local marketing. When we compare franchisees that have put a lot of time and energy and effort into that, and their success in lead generation and margins in all of the numbers is just so different than the franchisees who don't take the time. And the funny thing is about it is that it is so easy to do.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time, but it's actually easy to do. We want those gritty, we want those local, we want those, we want that good local content.
Yeah. Brandy, what's the mindset, your mantra or motto that helps you go through all that complexity of brands, tech, systems, functions, levels?
So we actually have a mindset at Threshold, which is franchisee first. And I know that it sounds basic and simple, but when you're putting that into play and you are using that mindset, it is actually easier to make decisions. Because if you start with a franchisee first and say, how can I deliver the tools and the products and services that the franchise needs to have as part of their toolbox, then I'm able to work backwards and determine what the solution is. And so if we start with a franchisee first mindset, we will always end up in the right space.